We are now ready to update our Cupertino home scaffold so that we can show some tabs. So here in the build method, we can return a CupertinoTabScaffold, which we can import from the Cupertino package. And then we need to specify a tab bar to be a Cupertino tab bar. And this takes a list of items which we will create in a minute. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it empty. And we also need to pass an onTab callback, which is a closure that gives us the index of the selected tab. And we can use this to call onSelectTab. And here we can't pass the index directly because onSelectTab takes an argument of type tabItem. So instead we can pass tabItem.values of index. And this is a nice little trick that we can use to reference a specific value inside an enumeration by index. Okay, so our next goal is to build 3 items that we can pass to this list. And by the way, these are not just generic widgets, but instead they need to be of a very specific type called bottom navigation bar item. So here I'm going to create a new method that returns a bottom navigation bar item. And this is going to be called _build item. And it will take a tab item as an argument. And inside the body, I can return a bottom navigation bar item. And this takes an icon widget and a title widget. So what I want to do is to create an icon and a text widget based on the tab item argument that we have passed to this method. So here I need to add some missing arguments, and if we wanted, we could use a switch statement to choose which icon and text string to use based on the tab item. But instead, I'm going to suggest a different approach. So I'm going to open the tab item file, and here I can add a new class called tab item data. And this class will have a final string title and a final icon data icon like this. And then I can import material and add a constructor as usual. And here I'm going to use main parameters and add the required annotation as usual, like this. And here I'm going to define a static const map of type tab item data. I'm going to call this all tabs. And the idea here is to define a tab item data for each of the tab items. So I can type tab item.jobs colon and then tab item data with title of jobs, for example, and icon of icons.work, just like this. And here I'm getting an error because I'm trying to define this map, which is a constant, with a tab item data object, which is not a constant. So I can fix this by adding a const to this constructor, like this. And just to be clear, we can use the const keyword to define compile time constants, and these are optimized by the compiler. Okay, so let's get back on track, and we need to define the remaining values. So here I can copy and paste this line twice. And here I can change this to tab item.entries. And I can change this as well. And I can choose a different icon, for example, icons.view headline. And I can also change this to tab item.account. And this could say account. And this icon could be icons.person, like that. And now that we have defined this class, we can head back to the Cupertino home scaffold. And here we can add a final item data equals tab item data dot all tabs with tab item as an argument. And then we can pass an item data dot icon to our icon widget and an item data dot title to our text widget. Okay, so this is good progress, but there are still a couple of things that we need to add. And as you can see from the completed application over here, the selected tab is always highlighted, and the unselected tabs are always grayed out. And this is not something that happens automatically when we use a Cupertino tab bar. In other words, we need to configure the tab color depending on whether the tab is currently selected or not. And we can do this by adding a final color equals current tab equals tab item, and then question mark colors dot indigo, which is our primary color, and then colon colors dot gray, like this. And then we can pass a color of color to our icon, and we can pass a style of text style with color of color to our text widget. And now that our build item method is complete, we can use it to create the items in our Cupertino tab bar. So here we can type build item with tab item dot jobs, and I can copy paste this line to add the entries and the account tabs as well. Okay, so with all these changes, we have added the UI for drawing the bottom navigation bar with 3 different tab items, but we are not quite ready to test this just yet. So let's continue on the next video.